One. Hello, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So, today we have Module 13, Adjectives, and we're going to talk about placement and good versus well. So, good versus well is a common mistake, and adjective placement can be quite complicated. So, I guess to begin, when you think about adjectives in English, where do we put the adjectives? Do we put them in front of the noun or behind the noun?
In front of the noun.
That's right. So we would say red car. We do not say car red. All right, so that's the first step. Easy enough. And so let's continue. So let's look at um, these next examples. So can you read these example sentences?
They moved to a big white house. He bought an expensive Italian sports car. She has beautiful long black hair. You can put it in the big brown wooden box.
Good. Okay, so I guess the first rule that you should notice is we do not use more than 3 adjectives before a noun. So 3 is kind of the limit. If you start to add more and more adjectives, it gets confusing for the listener or the reader. Next, you'll notice that we have these adjectives here, and what we're going to learn today is that there's a specific order. So, for example, I cannot say he bought an Italian sports expensive car. So that would sound wrong. So I think for advanced learners, you've studied English enough and had enough English conversations that you might be able to do some of this by ear. Maybe you do it already, but you don't even know. But there's rules for all of this, and we'll talk about that today. So, first, uh, the first adjective that we would use would be opinion or general descriptions. So some examples of this would be nice or funny or beautiful or delicious. So we would, when we're sort of placing adjectives in order, the opinion adjectives would start first. So why don't you read some example sentences here?
We had some delicious southern south southern fried chicken.
Oh, here, pause right there. So this we would say southern. So I know, yeah.
Southern.
So it's tricky. So this word here we pronounce south, but this word we pronounce southern. So we really change that vowel sound. It's almost just a plain U sound when we turn it from south to southern.
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 Sa.
South.
No. Yeah, so this is south, and then this is southern.
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 Southern. It's not quite.
No, not quite, but it's okay. So
Okay.
So just pay attention when you're self-studying, or maybe your next lesson, or practice the pronunciation of this word here, southern. And since we'll focus on adjectives today.
Okay.
Okay, next.
It was a nice warm spring day. He wore a funny purple hat.
Right. So again, so all these sentences sound fine, but listen how they would sound if I changed the adjective order. If I say he wore a purple funny hat, that sounds a little bit strange. Or if I say it was a spring warm nice day, that doesn't sound right. So again, I think a lot of these you'll recognize by ear. Okay, next, after opinion, the next adjective that we would use in order would be adjectives that express dimension or size or weight. For example, big, small, long, heavy. So let's read these examples here, please.
They had a beautiful big black dog. He walked down the long dirt road. The clever little boy always asked questions. He wore a funny big purple hat.
Good. So, so you can see right here, this was the first sentence. Now we added big. Big comes in after funny. So we're slotting, the opinion first, and then the size second. So opinion, oh, that boy is clever, and then but he's little, so that's the size here. Um, for this sentence here, the first adjective mentioned is long, so there is no opinion adjective in this one. And then beautiful big black dog. All right, next, in order, we would use adjectives that refer to age. Some examples include old, new, young, ancient. So let's read some of these examples to see how that works.
He had a beautiful antique clock in his office. She loved fashionable new shoes. They were an exciting young basketball team. He wore a funny big old purple hat.
Mhm. So again, we have sort of, the size, first the opinion, and then the size, and then next after that would be the age. Now, in this first sentence, there is no size here. So we skip the size adjective because we're not talking about a big clock or a small clock, but we have opinion first, beautiful, and then next the age with antique. Do you know what antique means?
Antiques mean old, like very old and like long times.
Yeah, that's right. So usually it's a thing. So like someone might say, "Oh, it's an antique table," or "Oh, this chair is an antique," or "This clock is an antique." So usually it's sort of a thing that you would normally see in a house from long ago, and then often people with an antique, they take really good care of it and they make it look beautiful and things like that. So some people love to buy antiques. Okay, next, after age, we have adjectives that refer to shape, such as round or square or oval. So let's read these sample sentences here to see how these work.
Please put the flowers on the little round table. The horse was kept in an old square barn. They raced around the muddy oval track. He wore a funny old tri, tri, what is that?
Triangular, triangular.
Triangular hat.
Mhm. Yeah, so a triangle is the noun, and then triangular is the adjective form of that. Good. Next, in the order of adjectives is color.